We're still struggling even when we have our money coming through. We had to suffer going almost a week with no food.
The economy's down the tubes. Healthcare is awful. Prescriptions are terrible. Groceries are off the charts. Yep. And I think the only way we're going to do better is if he gets out and somebody else gets in.
I'm an American. I pay $1,600 for a flat that has no bedroom. That's 2/3 of my income. I'm an American. I work 50 hours a week. I don't have health insurance. I'm an American. I couldn't afford to have a child even if I wanted to. I'm $7,000 in debt. I'm an American. My health is declining because I can't afford Whole Foods because that's too expensive for my life. I am very overqualified for my job, but no one else is hiring. I'm an American. I make my boss hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, while I can barely keep myself alive. I'm an American. I have never been out of the States. I have never been on a vacation. I'm an American. I make $20-some an hour. A livable wage here is like 30-some. Yet I don't qualify for government assistance whatsoever. On the days I don't work, I'm so tired I just sleep all day. I'm an American. My electric bill is so expensive I sit outside in the heat because I can't afford to turn the AC on in the damn house. I'm an American, and I fear I'm just an average American. I'm living the American dream.
A new survey says most Americans now see the middle class as out of reach. The New York Times Siena poll found that 2/3 of voters think a middle-class lifestyle is unattainable for most people. That includes home ownership, stable employment, and a disposable income for leisure. 77% also say it's harder to achieve a middle-class lifestyle than a generation ago. Those polled say they do not feel confident in their ability to pay for retirement, housing, and health care. Pew Research defines middle class as 2/3 of the median household income. Here in California, that comes out to an annual income of roughly $63,000 to $190,000.
Like, what happens when the economy goes completely belly up and everything is absolutely too expensive to just exist? Because right now, it's almost impossible to be able to afford an apartment, to afford car insurance, to afford gas. Like, $100 for your cell phone every month, $80 just for internet service. Like, what happens when we just can't afford to live? Because as a single income household, this shit is damn near impossible right now.
772,000. That's not a typo. That's how many folks are currently living on the streets in the so-called richest country in the world. And y'all want us to believe this is just the system working? Nah, the system is broken. Broken and broke again. Let's break it down. Homelessness just hit a record high in the U.S. That's an 18% spike from last year alone. And family homelessness up 39%. Families, not just individuals. Moms, dads, kids sleeping in cars, on benches, under bridges. What's causing it? Sky-high rent, stagnant wages. Then you got post-COVID economic chokeholds. And a government that got no problem spending billions overseas but freezes up when it's time to house its own people. And don't get it twisted. This ain't just a bad economy issue. This is a policy failure. No cap. There are more empty homes in America than homeless people. Let that sink in. But instead of tackling housing reform or raising the minimum wage, we're watching politicians bicker like it's a Twitter beef while folks are freezing in tents. This ain't the American dream. This is an American eviction notice. And the wildest part, the media will run this headline and keep it pushing. No national emergency, no federal task force, just another day in the land of get yours or die trying. We need rent control, mental health support, jobs that pay a livable wage, and leaders who actually give a damn. Because homelessness isn't a crime, but letting this continue should be.
Alright guys, welcome back once again to the channel. So we've been seeing Canadians complain about high cost of living, inflation, the cost of groceries is so expensive. Some of them can't even afford groceries and they also consider groceries as a luxury. Some of them even can't afford gas, the rent, the housing crisis is literally affecting them. They are complaining about the health sector, mass immigration overload, and everything something that is literally making Canadians' life in Canada uncomfortable. But now, some of them were even saying that it is even better for them to be annexed by the United States. They want Canada to be the 51st state. At least life will be so affordable to them. But unfortunately, we are now seeing even videos from Americans themselves confronting Canadians and telling them life is also hard in the United States. We are also fed up. We are cooked in the United States. The economy in America is so tough. Things are just the way they are in Canada, but with a different president. Things are tough in the United States. Housing crisis, the rents are super expensive in the United States. We also can't afford gas. We also can't afford the groceries that you are crashing out about. We also can't afford to coexist within ourselves because the economy is literally finishing us completely. And in this video, let's watch how Americans are crashing out the same way Canadians are complaining, and when they thought that things were better in the US.
America is so broke now, they said, don't worry, you can pay your rent on layaway. Rent has jumped 28% in 5 years. So now the solution is not affordable housing, it's payment plans. Yeah. Now you can rent now and pay later. Companies like Flex, Livable, and even Affirm, they stepping in like, don't worry, baby, we're going to slice that into installments for you. Because rent is taking a whole paycheck for most people. Not half, not a chunk, the whole paycheck. But I want to be clear, they're not doing this out of the kindness of their hearts. We're talking about a monthly subscription fee on top of charging them a percentage of their actual rent. So now you're paying extra money just to pay the money that you don't already have. That's like being charged a cover fee for your own house. And this isn't small. Over 40 million people in America rent. That's a whole economy built on you struggling, and they're going to monetize on it. Instead of fixing the issue, America said, nope, let's just put it on installments and keep moving. So I have to ask, are any of you using buy now, pay later for your rent? Have you had to? Or would you do it if it's the only way to survive? Because at some point, this stops being innovative and starts looking like desperation with a subscription fee. Enough is enough.
Okay, serious question real quick. How are we supposed to afford life? I have 3 kids. What? And my husband and I both have full-time incomes. And I still am puzzled. Like, it's an enigma. Like, for real, why? I just left Walmart and got the bare minimum for groceries, like bare minimum, and cheap stuff. Baby, we ain't eating salmon and steak, baby. We eating hamburger helper, some Doritos, like we getting like the Dino Nuggies, okay? Great value brand. Now, I did get 3 pairs of kids shoes because my kids are starting back to school and they need some new sneakers. But tell me why I got the bare minimum in groceries and 3 pairs of sneakers, and I'm coming out just shy of $300. There's no way. This is crazy. Like, I had children on the understanding that if I worked hard and put my pennies away, that we would be okay. And now I'm feeling not okay. And then my intrusive thoughts just come in and they start thoughting, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I have 3 kids that are all very close together, which means they're all going to be in college at the same time. How in the world am I supposed to send them to college? Now, don't get me wrong. I know that, like, it's completely normal for people to just take out student loans and do all that. But I was lucky enough that my mother paid my way through college semester by semester, like the strong single mom she is, by making sacrifices because she didn't want me to have all that debt. And while I am not naive enough to know that I may not be able to do that for 3 children, I still hope to be able to help, ease that burden. And I'm like, huh? How? Literally how? Mama, I don't know how much harder Mama can hustle, okay? Mama is making the moolah, and the moolah is not spreading thinly, and I can't make it reach all corners. That's crazy.
Good morning, kids and humans under 40. I want to show you something based on my last text. Don't get loud with me. The average rent in Massachusetts is $29.63 a month. Do not say that this is just Boston area. This is not even luxury. These are towns. There you go. Is another site. Studio average is a studio, $2,396. That does not include utilities. 1 bedroom, $25.57. 2 bedroom, $29.63. Follow me for a second. Average income in Massachusetts per person is $48,593. You are supposed to make 3 times the rent in Massachusetts to have an apartment. If you were to make 3 times the rent in Massachusetts at $29.63 times 3, that's going to bring you to $8,889 a month. Ready? We're not done. Since y'all like to do math or yell at me for not doing math. That is $106,000 a year. Are you making $106,000 a year? And before you get on here with your 25 and under attitude saying, oh, we'll just pick a better degree. Some of these people have been in their careers for 20 years. And what was paying $65,000 10 years ago is still paying $65,000, and it's no longer a good job.
I saw this video on here and she was like, what is a normal 2-income household nowadays? And I was reading through the comments, which I shouldn't have done. But me and my husband are blessed. We make good money, but yet we still struggle because we are essentially paying 3 mortgages every single month. We have our actual mortgage. We have our student loan debt, which my husband has a doctorate degree and I have a master's degree. So you can only imagine. And we also have daycare for 2 kids, which is a small mortgage. So literally over half of our income goes just to those 3 things. We're not talking about food, we're not talking about cars, we're not talking about insurances, we're not talking about savings, we're not talking about utilities, we're not talking about like clothing our kids, diapers.
I live in Virginia, and in Virginia, even if you own your vehicle, you still have to pay taxes on it every single year. It's called personal property taxes, and it can affect your cars, trailers that you have, campers, RVs, boats, anything along the lines of that. Even though you pay taxes on it when you purchase it, you are still going to pay taxes on it every single year, even if it's paid off. The area that I live in, we get 1 bill a year, and it is due at the end of every year, right around Christmas time. There are other areas that get a bill twice a year, so they have 2 smaller bills throughout the course of the year. So let's review our bill because it just came in the mail yesterday. The way it works is the county gets an assessed value for your item. So whether that's your car, camper, whatever it is, they give you an assessed value. And then there is a rate per $100 that you pay. This year's rate is $2.35 per $100 of the piece of property that you own. And then they charge you per month that you own that item. So if you had your car for 12 months, they're going to charge you for 12 months. If you owned it for 6 months and then got a different car, they'll charge you for the first 6 months for the first car and then the second 6 months for the second car. I had to fold this so you guys couldn't see my personal information. But for us to own our personal property in the state of Virginia this year,
I got a letter recently that my property taxes are going to go up $600 a year from now on. I got a letter that my homeowner's insurance is going up $60 a month. My propane company sent me a letter that my propane is going to double this year. They just came and filled up my tank. It was $1,000. That's crazy. Also, as a entrepreneur and business owner, I get my health insurance through the marketplace. So you have the Affordable Care Act. I pay $45 a month. They just informed me that if this bill passes and I lose my tax credit, I'm going to go from $45 a month to $660 a month for health insurance. I need to buy a new car and I can't because the cars have gotten more expensive and the interest rates have gotten so much more expensive. I can't find a reliable car that has the same monthly payment of $450 a month that I've been paying now for a new car. Not necessarily new, but new to me. Groceries are insane, and it feels like every day I get a new email from another subscription that I have, whether it's Netflix, my website subscription, everything's increasing in price. And I sit pretty much every day stressed about money, and yet I know that there are so many people in this country that are way worse off than me, and they're not making it, y'all. They're not making it. What hurts me the most is that there are so many women, especially, that just cannot afford to leave abusive homes and they have to stay in it because of this economy. So are we great again, America? Like, is this what you voted for? Meanwhile, they all sit there in DC, not feeling any of these pressures, not doing anything about it, not giving a shit about the American people. I have been extremely poor and I have been extremely wealthy. And I know from firsthand experience that the wealthy people don't notice it. And most people are pretty self-absorbed and aren't thinking about other people anyway. So we got to talk about this more. We got to raise hell. We have to let DC know that this is not acceptable. Regardless of your party, we have got to help each other.
Americans are so broke and they don't even realize it. I always get Americans tell me, oh, but people in Mexico only make $20 a day. You can get a full meal here for $2. The metro in Mexico City costs 5 pesos, which is like 25 cents. I can go to the market right now and buy 3 kilos of mangoes for like $2. Yeah, people make less money here, but the cost of living is also lower. Americans think that everywhere is like the US. Now, check this out. Let's say you live in the US and you make $3,500 a month after taxes. I'm being generous. Rent, $2,000. Car payment, $500. Car insurance, $200. Health insurance, $200. Phone bill, $100. Wi-Fi bill, $50. Light bill, $150. Water bill, $100. What's the point of making more money if you don't get to keep any of it? Who cares if you make $4,000 a month if you don't get to keep any of it? 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and that includes half of 6-figure earners. 80% of you guys are in debt and don't own anything, and half of you guys don't even have $500 in your savings account. But let's call other countries poor and let's call other people poor. Living paycheck to paycheck your whole life and being in debt your whole life should be considered poverty, but it's not. And I know this is going to hurt a lot of Americans, but it's the truth. The US system wants you to spend every waking moment of your life working and paying into a system that will never benefit you. Slaving away your whole life just to be retired for a measly 10 years. At least here in Mexico, we own our things. We own our houses. We own our cars. We're not in debt. But anyways, that's a story for another day. Let me know what you guys think.
Is anyone else completely sick and tired of living in America where you're expected to work your entire life? Like, we are not here to work. Our jobs are not our lives. Our jobs are not our purpose. Like, everyone asks me, like, what's your job? What are you doing with your life? Like, I'm just trying to save enough and get passive income so I can go travel the world and start my life. Like, everyone thinks their purpose is to work. Like, you get done with high school, then you go to college for 4 years, then you're $30,000 in debt, and then you're trying to find a job just so you can pay off that debt over the next 3 years. And then what? Then you're making enough money just to pay your mortgage and afford groceries and then pay for kids. And then before you know it, you're 60 and you're retiring and your body hurts because of your job and you didn't do anything that you wanted to do. And that's our life. That's what you're expected to do. And if you break out of that, then people are going to judge you and think you're weird or you're crazy or you're a hippie. I'm so sick of it. America needs to make a change. Something needs to change because people are not happy here. People are not living their dreams. People are not living their life. They are working. They think that their work is their life. It is not that way.
I'm an American. We don't have free health insurance. We don't have really free anything. I'm an American. Doesn't matter if you have health insurance, because it's still going to take you 6 months to get seen by anyone, and then they're going to gaslight you into thinking nothing's wrong. I'm an American. You have to pay insurance on your house, except it's not going to cover earthquakes, disasters, hurricanes, or fires anymore. I'm an American. Gotta pay insurance on the car too, but that probably won't matter because they're probably not going to pay you out. Also, never use your insurance because then your premiums go up and then you have to pay more. I'm an American. Food, isn't it right? Food's a luxury, and it's expensive. We've got a McDonald's on just about every block because it's way cheaper than making your own food. I'm an American. Everyone here hates everyone who lives here. And everyone here hates everyone who doesn't live here. And everyone hates everyone who tries to live here. Patriotic. I'm an American. I'm basically the average American. I'm not alone in feeling like this. I'm definitely not alone in being like this. Welcome to Poverty America. We love it here.
You know, guys, I recently posted a video, and in this video, Canadians were arguing that if America annexes Canada and makes Canada the United States 51st state, it will make life better for Canadians under Donald Trump. At least they will be able to afford rent, they will be able to afford gas, they won't be overtaxed, they will afford groceries, and life of a normal Canadian under Donald Trump will be so easy being led by Trump. But now to see such videos circulating online, to see such videos of Canadians, of Americans, I mean, saying that, well, life is nothing better in the United States. In fact, we are also crashing out about the same issues. We have homeless crisis in Canada, in the United States. We are also experiencing the housing crisis. I mean, we can't afford rent in the United States. We are receiving actually expensive rent bills. Some of us are even paying 3/4 of our normal salary just for rent. We have no money remaining for internet. We have no money remaining for bills. We have no money remaining for gas. We have no money remaining for groceries and all these basic needs that we need as normal Americans. We are even witnessing thousands of tents here and there. We are also, high cost of living is affecting us too. So seeing such complaints, it just proves to us that we have maybe a leadership problem, because some policies are set aside, and if you look to these policies, even if you are not educated enough, you will see, well, these policies don't favor a normal Canadian, or this policy don't favor a normal Americans. I mean, guys, if you aid another country with billions and billions and billions of dollars, we've seen both Canada and both the United States doing the same thing, aiding other countries with billions and billions of dollars. For example, America farmers, they needed bailouts, at least to rescue them from filing for bankruptcy. They even begged Donald Trump and asked them to bail them out. But what did Donald Trump do? Well, he made up some policies, came up with tariffs that affected these farmers, and bailed out Argentina. Yeah? Now, the same thing happened in Canada. Canadians are suffering. Housing crisis is there. Their healthcare is free yet not working. The things are super expensive. Inflation and high cost of living is affecting them. But they have dollars. They have billions. Canada is rich. America is also rich. But instead of Canadian government to put Canadians first, they bailed out Ukraine with billions and billions of dollars, and other countries. This money that these two countries are bailing out other countries, they should consider maybe, let's put America first. Let's put normal Canadians first. So it means that we have a policy problem, and these policies are affecting a normal Canadians. This money that these people are bailing out other countries, they can help build their country first. At least when the citizens are comfortable, we can say, well, we are comfortable now. Let's help our brothers and sisters from other countries. So these people who are complaining, I believe they should consider next time voting for the right person, because both the leaders of Canada and both the leaders of the United States, most of them are already in the billionaires club. So if they are already in the billionaires club, cost of living isn't a thing to them. Health, well, they will get top doctors, private doctors, in fact. Inflation is nothing to them. In fact, overtaxation is nothing to them. You see? Gas, they've got thousands and thousands of credit cards. They've got, they are already in the billionaires club, and life won't affect them the way it will affect a normal American or the way it would affect a normal Canadian. So don't vote for people who are already in the billionaires club. They don't know. I mean, vote for a person who will care about a normal citizen than voting for people who are working in their own best interest and in their interest of the people who are already in the billionaires club. People who are already in the billionaires club are the ones who are coming up with these policies. Do you think that the Prime Minister of Canada or the President of America will just wake up and decide, you know what? Let's do this and this and this. Let's give these billions to our friends in Ukraine, to our friends in Argentina, to our friends in other countries. No. They have people, they have circles that decides, and those people in this circle, it's not a normal Canadian or a normal American. A normal American just voted and it's done. A normal Canadian just voted and it's done. The people who are making these policies are already in the billionaires club, and they can't feel the heat of a normal Canadian or a normal American. But those are just my thoughts, guys. Don't kill the messenger. Maybe if you want to kill the message. See you in the next video, guys, after subscribing.